to the DBMS lab. We are now at the experiment number 10, that is implicit and explicit cursors. We have already covered the implicit cursors. Now we are on a way towards illustrating the explicit cursors. So the definition part, it attracts us that cursors, they are going to be in part of a SQL at the temporary work area, and that too especially in the system memory. That too at the system memory when the SQL is going to be executed. So it is going to be some set of rows together with a pointer that it is going to identify. When it is explicit, now what we can assume was these are declared explicitly in the procedure by the user. Now there are some attributes which can help the cursors, that will be percentage found, which declares true or false. Similarly, percentage some not found, which says it is true or false. And similarly, some row count displays the number of rows in the database. So all these items, they will be covered as an attributes in the cursor items. So explicit cursors, they are declared explicitly in the procedure by the user. Earlier we called about implicit cursors, they are part of the procedure and they worked it. But now we need to define it externally through the user's call. So that was the primary intention towards working with the explicit cursors. So how we are demonstrating now was, we will take up a table name student 1, and then we give up three values: SID, first name and last name, and then we will define a procedure. So earlier in implicit cursors we declared insert items external, I mean outside the program. Now we are putting it this in the PLSQL block. That was the change what you should observe. So we are writing the data manipulation language commands here, and now you can see row count. This is attribute, special attribute what we are working out, that is percentage row count. So it is telling that it will compute number of rows in the database. So whatever rows are there in the database, those it is going to work out. Now you can see there is insert command, insert command, insert command, and all together you can see there is a delete command. So that observation you can make. So now what was the answer? It will be some 3. Although you inserted 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, but you made a delete operation. Therefore, as you made a delete operation, the 2 STID is equal to 4. Now the answer will be 3 here, so that we can even navigate it with an SQL command. Now we need to develop a cursor explicit field. Now you can see cursor, it is going to be the reserved word. Cursor, it is going to be the reserved word, and this my cursor, it is a user defined word. Then again is, now you say select star from std1, that is table name here. So now you made again you are assigning the row type, you are assigning the row type, the entire row, to my std. So now it is calling, or it is assigning row by row complete, one after the other, one after the another to the variable called as myStd. Okay, so you are calling or you are assigning row by row completely one after the other to the variable called as myStd. That is the significance what you can say it is row type. So row type definition was mentioned here. Now you need to, this is cursor creation, this is cursor creation. Now you are opening the cursor, then you are fetching. So you are fetching the row into the cursor here. So you are including one record to the cursor, then you are taking a loop operation. In this loop operation, you mean to say dbms.output, we call it as package name. Put line, we call it as method name. Then you are calling myStd, that is table name, followed by s first name. So this is called as attribute name. Okay. So all this, it is part of the content. Now you are fetching my cursor into uh, the same instruction what we are repeating. So myStd is a name of a table and it is with a row type here, right? It is with row type. So row type is moved to myStd. That is the reason why you are calling it. So you repeat the process until percentage not found is equals to true. So until percentage not found is equals to true. That means you have four record. So record 1, record 2, 3 and 4, and you deleted 1. So obviously we have 3. So until it is moving up. So now you open the cursor. Now it is up to you to close the cursor. Okay. So that is the observation what you need to mingle up. So you open the begin body. Now again begin body you need to end it up. So we are with the body, next we are with the loop, next we are with the open cursor and close cursor, then we dumped the row by row item to be moved into the my cursor. That is first operation. So we will now see how it executes the item, then we will interpret the second and third procedures. Okay. So what we will do is we will take up the table creation part. We will take up the table creation part completely. We will jump into the uh, we will jump into the area where MySQL, I mean the live SQL is there. So we can sign up here. So sign up. Now you can see um, the work area. So you can hit on the SQL worksheet to understand or to put up all the instructions here. Now uh, the first element, uh, the first element was to make the creating of a table. So we hit on this button. Now you can see table was created. So we will move to this work area first to integrate the things. Table was created. Then we will move to this aspect, bring up on the insert command, and then to delete a command and see how it is executing the procedure. So from this part you can see the intention was to create a procedure with set of implicit inserts as a part of the procedure body. Then we are going to use one more data manipulation language command delete, and we delete the uh, then we are going to delete the ID. So there is all change here. So I can say delete ID is equals to some 40 here, and we will check it up how it goes. Now you can see the statement was processed and the rows are affected. The rows are affected, that is uh, one row is going to be affected. So this is 40 here, one row is affected exactly. Now what we will do is we will now see whether the remaining three instructions are available or not. Now you can see earlier we made four operations, four insert operations, right? So insert 1, 2, 3 and 4, but you can see here you made a delete operation for an ID is 40, so that element was deleted and the rest of the things are there. So you can put this item at this point of time. Now our intention was to display the row count, which is already uh, taken up, right? It is already taken up. Number of rows affected are 1 because it is taking up one row after another row. So now let us look into the second procedure here. Let us look into the second procedure here. So in this second procedure, what was the intention was now uh, now we are creating this cursor. So we have cursor as a result word. My cursor is a user defined cursor name, and we get it the SQL command here, and we are assigning row type. So row type, it is assigning row by row. So that's the intention from database, right? So my student std1, we will be fetching up one by one. Okay, so that's we have already done. So this is procedure beginning, and this one was opening of the cursor, then loop. So three items we are focusing up. So we have end loop, we have closing of a cursor, and we have ending of the board. So we need to see up three items here. One, we need to begin and end, the body begin and body end. Next, we need to say cursor is open, cursor is closed. Then we need to check up loop is begin and loop is end. So we need to take up three constraints or three conditions at this case. The next one was what we are going to intend. Our intention was to use the package here, then we are calling the method followed by table name dot attribute name, table name dot attribute name. Now what is our intention? We will fetch record by record and display. So this was the intention, right? Or print. So this was the intention. We are going to put the line. How many times we need? We need to do exit when cursor is not found. So when not found is equals to true, that is until percentage not found is false. Is false, we need to repeat the loop. We need to repeat the loop. So that is the check what we made for loop statement here. So what was the other value? So other value was we were working with first name. Instead of first name, now we will repeat the same process, but we will display it with the last name for user convenience. And the second difference was here we made percentage not found. Now we are demonstrating percentage found. That was the key takeaway. Okay. So the previous procedure we are talking about not found, and this procedure we are going to say found. That means when found is equals to true, the loop continue. When found is equals to false, now you can say loop is going to terminate. That is the difference. So we demonstrate in this model. One, we are using one of an attribute primitive percentage not found. Now here in this aspect we will be using percentage found. Only that change we are going to focus it up, and rest is common. If we make a begin, then we must go with a end. If we open the cursor, then we need to close the cursor. If we begin the loop, then you need to end the loop. So that was the navigation what we are going to take up. Here we are going to fetch record by record from database to the cursor. That was the intention. So another one was to display row count. So it displays number of rows in the database. So that was only the change. Rest is common. Declarative part followed by begin followed by end. Cursor declaration, opening of a cursor, closing of a cursor, and then assigning the record by record, and finally it is counting the number of rows in the database. So these are the three more operations what we are emphasizing on. So now we will switch to the SQL work area. Then we will start executing one instruction after another instruction. Then we will understand what was the key scenario we are discussing of. So, this was the first scenario what we are intending here. So we meant with cursor, the name of the cursor was my cursor. It is with the data manipulation language to implementing the select command class wildcard star. It prints all the columns in the database called as std1. Then it is assigning each row to a variable called as my std. Then we mingle up with a PLSQL procedure with declare, begin, and end. So if we are using an explicit cursor, definitely we should make a cursor declaration. Cursor declaration, we made it in the cursor part. Then we are opening the cursor, then fetching the content into the cursor name. Then we are going to use a control statement to illustrate the loop. So if we make a loop begin, then we should end the loop. If we begin the body, we should end the body. If we open the cursor, we should close the cursor. Then we are printing, or we are displaying the first name items in the database. So for that we are using an attribute called as percentage not found. So until not found is equals to true, the loop is going to repeat. So if it is false, then it is going to exit. So now let us execute and see how the items are going to be implemented. So now you can see at this point of time, there are only three records, Ramchandra Rao, Shalam Raju and Narayan Rao. So these three records are being uh, recorded. So this is regarding first one, first illustration that we made here. Next illustration, remember we talked about not found. We are repeating the same body. Instead of first name, we will replace it with the last name. Instead of found, we will replace it with, instead of not found, we will replace it with a found attribute. That these are only the two differences you need to understand from this procedure. So my student, yeah, first name, last name, so we used first name and not found. Now in this second procedure, what was the change was the same procedure creation, assigning row by row to the user defined variable, fetching the data using, here we are using the loop with the while statement, and second thing, we are using found. So only this key takeaway has to be understood here. Okay. So last name, first name, instead of first name, we are using last name. So Ramchandra Rao, Shalam Raju, Narayan Rao, these are the first names here. So instead of first name, now we need to, we are working with the last name. That was the change. And now you can see while condition is going to be used as a part of a loop, and my cursor, we made it as a found. So if there is a found, condition was true, then it is going to display the last names. If the condition was false, loop is going to be terminated. So hit on the button, and now you can see that the first names Kurada, first names PJ, and sorry, the last names are Kurada, PJ, and KV. So these three items are going to be affected for the next procedure here. So after that, so you can hit on this button and you can see whether the same is implemented or not. Earlier we made with not found to display the first name Ramchandra Rao, Shalam Raju, Narayan Rao. Last name, now we are taking up Kurada, PJ, and K. So that is done. And another implementation was uh, to demonstrate how many rows are going to be there a part of the database. How many rows are going to be there in the database. So right now there are 3 rows, 10, 20 and 30. So we need to check it out with the implementation in PLSQL, especially via the procedure or the PLSQL body. For that we are going to use declare statement, body and end. So this is the main intention or the PLSQL programming block. Now we created a cursor, that too in the declarative part, and cursor is a reserved word. My cursor is a user defined word. To this we are printing up the SQL query. We are fixing up the SQL query there. And now we take a user defined variable and we assign row by row from the database called as std1. So that's the reason why we are using row type here. Now begin, so we terminate it by end. We created or we declared a cursor in the declarative part. Now we open the cursor, then we close the cursor. In between we do the operations here. So now we are fetching the things into the variable to the my cursor, that is from the variable we are going to get the items into the cursor, And now we are going to print how many records are there. So we have 3 records, so assume what the answer is going to display. So now it is processing one by one. It is processing one by one record here. So we will put the item in the while loop here. We will put the item in the while loop here and see what happens. So now the statement was 1, right? There is no ambiguity because it is fetching record by record. So now what we will do is we will change the code. Instead of write, we have taken up without a while loop, right? This statement, it is without a while loop. It is without a while loop. So now we are upgrading it from without a while loop to the loop structure. So for that we are going to use while found and we are going to display row count. So earlier there are 3 records, now we are expecting the answer to be 3 here. So only one change is going to be navigated here. So the total number of statements, it is going to process 3 right from the beginning. We were mentioning row type, it is fetching one by one. So that's the reason why row count, it is implemented with the 3. So So we demonstrated the explicit way of representing the cursors with table creation, putting the insert commands, illustration of a delete command, and then we operated with fetching of one row after one row, record after record, and we use some predefined attributes for the cursors such as found, not found, found and not found, and similarly to display of the row count. When we declare the cursor, the thumb rule was it should be declared in the declarative part, it should be open, and it should be closed. So these 3 items are going to be mandatory for the cursor. So this is all regarding explicit cursors. Thank you.